The ballroom glittered with chandeliers and whispered ambition. Silk gowns brushed polished marble as nobles laughed too loudly and watched one another too closely. At the center stood Lord Harrington, smiling with the practiced ease of a man making a profitable sale. Behind him were his daughters. Elena, the elder, wore pale blue silk that clung to her graceful figure. Her beauty was effortless. Golden hair, delicate features, a smile trained to charm. She had been paraded through society since her 16th birthday, praised and polished like a gem meant for display. Beside her stood Mara. Mara wore a simple ivory dress, unadorned, her dark hair pinned back without flair. She was thinner, quieter, her eyes too serious for her age. A faint scar traced her collarbone, a remnant of a childhood illness that had nearly taken her life. Society had decided long ago that she was the lesser sister, the one spoken of in murmurs, the one politely overlooked. Tonight, the Duke of Ravenshire had come to choose a bride. He was younger than most expected, tall and broad-shouldered, with steel-grey eyes that missed nothing. His title carried vast lands and old power, but it was his reputation that stirred the room. The Duke was known for fairness, for rebuilding villages after floods, for refusing bribes even from kings. Lord Harrington bowed low. "Your Grace," he said smoothly, gesturing to Elena, "take the pretty one." Elena smiled, stepping forward with practiced grace. The room seemed to hold its breath. The Duke did not move. Instead, his gaze shifted, not to Elena's smile, but past it, to where Mara stood half a step behind, hands folded, eyes lowered as if already resigned to being ignored. "May I speak with your other daughter?" the Duke asked calmly. A ripple of surprise spread through the crowd. Lord Harrington stiffened. "Mara," he said, forcing a laugh. "She is shy, not suited to the burdens of a duchess." The Duke's voice remained steady. "I did not ask who you preferred, my lord." Mara looked up then, startled. Their eyes met, and for a brief moment, the noise of the ballroom faded. The Duke saw something there, intelligence, yes, but also a quiet strength forged by years of being unseen. He offered his hand. "Will you walk with me?" Mara hesitated. No one had ever chosen her first. She glanced at her father, whose eyes warned her not to embarrass him. Slowly, she placed her hand in the Duke's. As they walked, the Duke spoke softly. "You have been silent all evening." "I was not expected to speak," Mara replied honestly. He smiled, not a polite curve of the lips, but something genuine. "And yet you listen. That is rarer." They spoke of books, of winter fields, of responsibility and loss. Mara did not flirt. She did not pretend. She spoke as she was, careful but sincere. The Duke listened as if every word mattered. When they returned, the room fell silent. "I have made my choice," the Duke announced. Elena's smile faltered. Lord Harrington straightened, ready to accept congratulations. "I choose Mara Harrington as my future Duchess." Gasps echoed like falling glass. Lord Harrington's face drained of color. "Your Grace, surely you jest." "Elena is beautiful," the Duke finished. "Yes, and beauty is a gift. But it is not a foundation." He turned to Mara. "You have been rejected all your life," he said gently, loud enough for the room to hear. "Not because you lack worth, but because others lacked vision." Mara's eyes filled with tears, not of shame, but of release. Elena stared, stunned, as the world rearranged itself without her at the center. The Duke bowed to Mara, not as a conqueror, but as an equal. "If you will have me." She swallowed, then nodded. "I will." Years later, the people of Ravenshire would speak of the Duchess with reverence. They would say she rebuilt schools, fed the poor, and listened, truly listened, to every voice. And when asked why he chose the rejected sister, the Duke would answer simply, "Because she never believed she was owed anything, and that made her worthy of everything."